never sure how much of my story is like applicable to anyone else's story. But one thing is I was always giving back and being involved. And so I volunteered as a board member for the Pacific Crest Trail Association. And at one board meeting, we were talking about new prospective board members. And Henry Shires, who founded Tarp Tent, he said, well, what about John Mackey? And I said, who's John Mackey? And he said, the co-founder of Whole Foods Market. I said, oh, I'm sorry, I don't shop at Whole Foods Market. But John Mackey, besides doing amazing things in business, and he would be an interesting guy for your podcast. He is a huge hiker. He takes weeks at a time off from being the CEO of Whole Foods at the time to do long hikes. He thru hiked the Appalachian Trail, and it was a really pivotal moment for him, as he covers in his new book, Whole Journey. And so I looked through my line paper of orders, and his name popped up a lot on my orders too. So he's a customer of mine. So we hatched a plan to kind of pitch being on the board to John. And I was kind of the bait. At this point, I had a little bit of a reputation kind of on the internet as being a guy with a really light pack. And so John was interested in meeting me. And so with the executive director of the PCTA, we flew to Boulder and had a dinner with John and kind of pitched him on joining the board. And then it's all about the same time that I made the decision, like, okay, I'm going to have to close down the gear business. And then the executive director, Liz, called me and said, hey, you need to follow up with Mackey because you're the contact. So I called up John and asked him if he, what he thought about joining the board, which he decided not to. And I said, oh, by the way, I'm going to close down the gear business. So, if you want to order anything, do it in the next couple of weeks. And, John is a guy he's got tremendous powers of analysis and makes decisions very quickly. He said, I'm walking out the door to take a hike. Don't do anything till I call you back. And he calls me back and says, okay, I think Gossamer Gear makes good products. I think the company needs to survive. I will pay you $100,000 for 75% of the company, and you retain 25% ownership. I'll put in, another $300,000 or $400,000, whatever it takes to, hire someone to run it. He says, I have some ideas, and then you can be as involved or uninvolved as you want. And so I thought that was a good idea. Didn't see a downside for me. And so the company survived.